represent your program, your school, and do that in the best way possible and have it really be a great solution for your students. And then we're forward thinking. So you may think of course packs as being sort of a traditional printed material that you distribute out to your students or have them purchase in the bookstore. And it can still be that. But it's really changing, and we're trying to lead the nation in how course packs, what they can do, the value of course packs in terms of what kind of content can be included, but also the value to the student in having a rich format that is also cost effective. So we'll talk about some of those things. But the key piece there is the innovation that we are trying to lead. And right now we're leading and being an innovator with some of the top schools around the country, particularly with a focus on business and management programs. So we work with 75 to 80% of the top ranked programs across the country, providing both print, digital solutions, and really helping them be innovators in how they're teaching and interacting with their students. And by the way, I'm going to fly through this rather quickly, and then we'll have some time for questions and answers at the end. Our strategic approach, in a nutshell, is really being in a partnership with you. We're not just a publisher that we want you to send materials off and there's really not a face relationship there. We've spent a lot of time on campus trying to meet with faculty, meet with Jasmine, meet with the bookstore, and really have a better sense of the idea that Regis is a unique university with unique needs, unique students. And it's diverse. This is an institution that has a campus-based program, but also has a really robust distance learning program. And there's a lot of different needs that need to be served, and we want to be able to address those needs as a single source solution for you. So we work with administration, faculty, and even interview and talk with students about what their needs are and what they'd like to see in terms of the content and how it's supplied to them. We offer a range of services. First off, we still offer that same traditional printed course pack that you all know and love. We do pride ourselves in the fact that it's a higher quality product. So we take the content that you provide, whether it be your own content, case studies from Harvard, Darden's, or any of the major publishers around the country. It can be journal articles, it can be out-of-print material. Really, there's no limit to what you want to, what you can use, including things like YouTube videos and more interactive types of learning. It can all be included into a printed pack with sometimes with digital components as well. We offer digital products. Digital products are and can mean a lot of different things. It can be files that are posted to learning management systems. Digital can mean products that are downloaded to students' laptops. It can mean digital versions of course study material that is made available specifically for iPad or for Droid devices. So there's really a great complexity in what digital can mean. And Vanity was trying to offer the solution for all of those and for the future needs as digital develops and increases. We handle all of the copyright management, so that headache is taken away from you and you know that what you're providing is fully cleared. And in fact, we indemnify the university and its staff and faculty against any kind of copyright infringements. We handle production, shipping, whether it be students that are purchasing materials through our own website directly in e-commerce or whether we're shipping it and offering it through the campus bookstore. We have solutions depending on what the specific program's needs are. And then again, a full mix of digital and print capabilities. And lastly, we offer the Copley custom textbooks. And I don't know, has anyone in this room used Copley before or familiar with them? Okay. Copley is a unique partner of ours. This is a great way to consider self-publishing or working with materials that may be fully out of print, and you'd like to be able to use a textbook that may not be available any longer. We can usually source those materials and make them available in a new edition. Again, we'll talk about professors' own material. This is a great way for self-publishing. Really some tremendous options in terms of making a high-quality product and made it available at a reasonable cost, either sold through the bookstore or as a program purchase. Lots of different options there. We do offer editing and graphic design services. So the end product is that what we believe is a superior product combined with those editorial services and the graphics and editing, all those things really make that a great solution. And we have some samples of some of those Copley titles up here. We've done, gosh, I think about 8 to 10 of these total over the past few years here on just this campus alone. So it's a great resource. We've seen some in like the Irish studies, Irish literature. You'll see a lot of these titles up here are related to those. And then some others that are kind of scattered around different areas of across the curriculum. We want to talk real briefly and quickly about just kind of the change of the higher ed market, what we're seeing from our perspective, being a national leader in delivering this type of material. Over here on the far end, this column really represents where Xanadu was and where institutions were, say, 8 to 10 years ago. It was the idea that course packs became a popular alternative to the traditional textbook. You could take, instead of having your students buy 4 or 5 different textbooks or readers and then teaching 2 or 3 chapters out of each one, the idea of being able to source individual chapters, different types of journal articles, different types of material, and really combine it together into one cost-effective reader that's focused on exactly what you want to teach and what you want your students to learn. It was printed, and we handled the copyright compliance, and it was just kind of your traditional course pack. In the years since then, and I'll even say, gosh, about 4 years ago, we were doing about 80 to 85% of our materials was all printed course packs. And within the past 4 years, it's really shifted. Now we're about 80% is doing all digital. And that's what this really represents, is where we've been more recently. It's the idea of taking digital material and putting it onto an LMS system, offering digital and print hybrid course packs, being able to include video cases, simulations, PowerPoint presentations, YouTube videos, different types of interactive materials that can be built into a reader, so that your students have a more interactive experience. Well, it's really now changing again, and this is where Xanadu again is trying to lead and partner with institutions that really want to take this to the next level, and the students are demanding it. And so we want to be responsive to it and, in fact, help guide faculty and guide institutions on how to stay in front of what those student demands are. And it's the idea here that students are showing up in classrooms with all different types of devices. It's no longer just a laptop. They want to be able to access in a very rich and collaborative way content on iPads and Droid devices, their handhelds, their phones. They want to be able to use multiple different devices. They may have a computer at work. They may have a computer at home. They may have an iPad that they carry around with them. And they don't want to be hamstrung by the idea that they only get the content on one device or one place. So they really want to be able to have that kind of, that experience of being able to access content in all places at all times. Collaboration is a big piece of it. And many of you faculty I know are probably demanding your students spend more and more time working together in team approach, much more collaborative learning. And so within the digital context, you can do things like highlighting and note-taking and being able to share those highlights and notes electronically with other members on a team, or with have a strengthened distance relationship between the faculty that's teaching and the students that are trying to learn the material from a distance point of view. And then lastly, a demand that we're hearing a lot from faculty is they're saying, hey, we've got some great new resources out there, all this digital material and distant learning tools and resources, but how do we know it really works? And so there's really a focus now on being able to provide reporting on what is the usage of the digital content, what are the results, what are the outcomes. And so we're trying to really stay abreast of that and provide the tools and the analytics that faculty need to know that their students are really learning the materials. And so that's really exciting, and that's part of the advantages that digital provides. Basic trends on campus, accessibility, we talked about that. Being able to access content through multiple different formats, different devices, being able to integrate into different types of learning management systems. Really, we need to be able to do it all. There's no one solution for content delivery anymore, because your students are looking for different types of solutions, and so we need to try to provide that accessibility of content. And then we focused again on collaboration, the idea that students really want to be able to interact and collaborate with each other and with their faculty. In terms of technology trends, we're seeing here, the BYOD, bring your own device, and it's going to be a different device for everyone, and it's going to be a different device next year when a whole new generation of devices roll out. So it's a constant change and constant development of new technology that we want to be able to stay ahead of and be able to provide those solutions. You'll see here the programs expect content to be available on multiple devices. That's probably more true of the students even, that they really want to be able to access it in a variety of different ways. So this creates a shared opportunity for both Xanadu and for institutions like yours that are looking to be in the forefront of solutions for their students, particularly since they have some that are students that are here on campus, you have others that are a great distance away, and probably some overlap in between. So the idea of being able to integrate content with a variety of different technologies, being able to implement solutions that are varied for students' needs, position the program, this institution, as a leader, saying we're out there, we are experimenting with the newest and greatest technology tools, and being able to provide that to our students, which at the end of the day ends up being in part a marketing tool. And then being able to, what we want to be able to do as part of our strategy is to work with the institution, work with the program to implement training strategies for faculty and students so that they can really harness these solutions and stay on the forefront of making it with the end goal of student satisfaction and faculty satisfaction as well. FolioX is Xanadu's newest version of what we're, in the plain text, of a course pack, except it goes well beyond what you think of in terms of course pack delivery. FolioX is Xanadu's upgraded version of digital delivery. It is customized by you, the faculty. You tell us what exactly the content you want to use, and it can be anything under the sun. It can be your own material or material from numerous different publishers, as I said before, out-of-print material, digital links to websites. It can be interactive types of content. We combine it all together into this very flexible tool that allows students to use numerous different devices and be able to access it in a way that's very rich and very interactive. So we're not talking about just a flat PDF file anymore. The benefits to this, regardless of the types of devices we're talking about, you have advanced highlighting, note-taking, and search abilities. And given the limited amount of time, we're not doing a demo here to show you what this can look like on different types of devices, but the idea is that you can be using different types of e-readers or phones and computers and all those things and be able to have a very similar experience. And in fact, be able to do things like highlighting and note-taking on your computer and then have those same highlights and notes show up on your iPad and then be able to share them with other members on a team. So it's much more interactive. Reading through a case study in Harvard and you come across a term or an idea that you may be less familiar with, or maybe you came across it in a previous class. You can click on that key term, and it's a rich, dynamic environment where you can search on those key terms. It'll look for other content within your archive of materials, and it will start to relate material back from maybe other case studies you've read before, a journal article that maybe you've covered before. Delivery options include iPad apps, Droid apps. Again, these are award-winning applications that are highly interactive. And we've worked with them and partnered with numerous institutions across the country to develop these and really find out what students at both the undergraduate and graduate level really want to see in terms of a very rich experience in digital delivery. It has, again, the note-taking and highlighting abilities and deliverables in numerous different fashions. Some of the benefits is seamless integration into learning management systems. It's a single logon, so students can log on one time, they download the material to their numerous devices, and they own it. That's another key feature, is that it's material that they'll be able to keep with them. So it builds an archive of material. It's not going to expire the way you think of it in terms of most digital material that's out there right now. You'll have some other key advantages that we've been able to include in some of the formats. For example, Harvard case studies. we have a tool called